10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and My Eyes. Arsenal 0, Man City 1. Man City due to go back top of the league with this result that's happening as it stands. I don't know about you guys, but I think Arsenal are going to drop their backsides. We've got a bit of a fun show lined up tonight, a bit of a banter show, just covering the latest news that's been going on. Gary says he was turning up. I don't know where he is. But I've got lovely Sam in the background ready to talk to us and join in with the crack. So let's bring her in. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
It's nice to have you back.
I know, it's been a while. It's been a while.
I got a funny message off Mara. Mara was meant to join tonight, but he says he doesn't know whether he was going for a work do. And he says, I've never had Sam before. It's like, what is that? Not have had, just never been on a show. I was just like, yeah, digging yourself a hole, mate.
Why not? I thought I'd done one of them, but
you might have done transfer one maybe, and you can't remember it. Yeah. But proper funny though. I was just making them dig a big hole.
Morrow award tonight.
Yep. Shay Gibbons in the house. I love it. Right, guys, there's the link if you want to become a member tonight. Don't forget we're giving away a signed tagged shirt signed by Warren Barton himself. I've got pictures to prove he signed it because I was there when he signed it. And that's going to a lucky member by the end of this month. So if you want to be in with a shout, you know what to do, guys. Paul says roll on Saturday. Yes, we're going to do a review show on Friday night of the game. So we will be live to do that. Evening, Mark. Paul says, so shared. Thanks, Paul. Still got this stupid cough. I can't get rid of it. Hi, all, JB. Hi, Mark. Hi, Paul. Hi, JB. Evening, all from Lee, the mod who's in the house tonight to make sure you're all very sensible. Right. Yeah, I know. I'll do the usual stuff. If you want a badge, amazing badges, 30 quid still until the end of the month. So if you want one, get your orders in quickly. They're all sent out to everyone who's ordered one, so you will be getting one. So please consider buying one. And if you want any official Wembley merchandise from the channel, we also do that as well. So contact me or Liam if you want anything. And the tickets are still live, 2 for a £5, 5 for a tenner. Every single penny made from now on is going to the charities. I've covered all the cost of all the prizes, which is great. But I want to try and make as much money as we can for charity now. So please consider contacting me for them. It's been very interesting on Twitter recently and also on all the Facebook pages and everything. The badges are very good, Paul. The rumours of the referee, David Coote. Now, he's the referee who missed the penalty against Chelsea on Murphy. The rumours are he's a Man United fan. But however, the PGMLO have confirmed that Carabao Cup fan referee David Coote is a Notts County fan, and speculation that he supports Manchester United due to a fake Facebook profile photo circulating on social media. Now, who do we believe? Is it a cover-up? Is he a Man United fan and a Notts County fan second?
I'd heard that he were an Everton fan. I don't know where I read that, maybe somewhere online, that he were a boyhood Everton fan.
There we go. You see, who do we believe, Gary?
They're not come up with somebody better than Notts County, like.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I mean, well, it's interesting, isn't it?
I've got no idea, but it doesn't really matter because they're all shite anyway. So,
well, this is it. I mean, this is the manager. The referee that missed the blatant penalty at Stamford Bridge. on Murphy. I still haven't forgiven him for that because it was a blatant penalty. And then he also missed a blatant red card for Havertz before. Was it Havertz?
Yes.
Yeah, before he scored the winner, wasn't it? When he elbowed Dan Burn in the head. So for me, this is probably one of the worst appointments, Sam, that we could have had for this World Cup, for this World Cup final, for this, because here's our World Cup final. It's the Carabao Cup final, but it's our World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I did think that. I remembered him from the last match. But yeah, I don't know where I'd read about him being an Everton fan, which is equally as bad for us anyway, isn't it?
We hate Pickford. We don't hate Everton. This is the difference.
Hey,
this is what people have to remember.
Did you see that map of the referees and where they're from?
No.
There was none in London.
Well, his is unknown. So
Yeah.
on his actual thing, it actually says unknown.
But
On his-
most of the referees come from Liverpool and Manchester.
Really?
Scattered like that, isn't it? You've got one up here.
Right.
Which
yeah,
is Oliver. Mike
Yeah.
Long.
Yeah, he's a good referee as well.
You had a couple down Southampton way or Plymouth way. I can't remember what it was. None in London. One in Leeds. And then all of them scattered around Liverpool and Manchester. And I thought, what a surprise.
Well, they do say you have to be very special to be a referee, so it doesn't surprise me they're all from Man United, from Manchester and Liverpool.
I mean, to be honest, I know people are going to go on and say that typical of the bloody Premier League, but if they're putting a Man United fan in charge of a game, that's going to get found out, and you cannot do it. It's plain and simple. Oliver's never refereed a game for us.
No, he hasn't.
Clattenburg never refereed a game for Why because he's a Newcastle fan. So you cannot referee.
He wasn't too bad of a ref either, was he, Clattenburg?
No.
It seems all the good refs are from Newcastle, don't they?
Yeah, plain and simple. But
we don't cheat.
I still don't get why they're probably doing it just for the sake of it, but why can't you go abroad and get a referee who's got no connection between the two clubs, especially for a final? What's the problem?
Yeah. Completely neutral.
That's not a bad shout, to be fair.
You don't have to do it every game, just do it for the games. I mean, when you get the Champions League final, you get somebody not connected at all in the country most of the time. I mean, I've seen English referees in the Champions League final before. So,
yeah. Well, that's because when you're in Europe, you always have to have a pool of referees from every country. When it comes to our final, it's English referees because they're used to our game. If you get a foreign referee in for a domestic game, which this is, they might not understand the physicality of it. Maybe because you've seen foreign referees they give a lot of soft fouls, don't they? Where in the Premier League they normally don't. So, but it's a good shout. I mean, Sam, would you like to see that a referee from another country come in just because it keeps it neutral?
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's nothing worse to get into a final than being shafted by bad decisions. So I'd be happy to have that, anything like that. Yeah.
At least that idiot's not going to be in VAR for a while. What's his name? The bald one.
Oh,
I forgot his name. Lee Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good job he's not. Because I mean, how can you not put lines on an offside decision? I mean, come on.
Was that the Palace Brighton one?
You know, Arsenal, Brentford.
All right, there was Palace Brighton as well. Yeah,
that was a wrong player, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. It was just, honestly, I've said it numerous times, VAR can work. It's a good idea, but it's just the idiot running it. That's a problem.
Well,
everyone knows VAR, but it's not that, is it? It's the absolute idiots, like you say, that are checking it all the time.
We're going to go on to VAR next. I just want to do this. Could I possibly get a shout out in the next video? I'm thinking of making my own NUC YouTube video. Richard, go for it, mate. The more the merrier on YouTube. And Paul always does shout outs, and we've just done a shout out for you. So check out Richard's YouTube channel when he makes it.
Sorry, I'm changing the subject, but there's something going on in the Arsenal game here.
Is it?
Yeah. Nketiah has just had a shot.
Must be behind.
Man City fans are right. That's not over the line, so I don't know what.
I must be well behind. I'm on 38th minute now.
You will read it on your phone, though. It's always behind.
I don't know what. I think they're thinking penalty here. Man City
Yeah.
players aren't happy at all. They're surrounding the referee.
Oh, I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
he's give a penalty.
Oh,
I'm going to have to
thought
put it on my phone now.
Yeah, he's give a penalty.
wow.
I tell you
I
what,
must be miles behind.
I'm not sure about this, mate.
Is
Go on,
VAR
go on.
getting involved?
Not really. What I mean, honestly.
Oh, mine's just frozen now. Oh, well. Video ref, TMO, depending on the code, works in rugby, so why can't it work for football? Exactly. So I've had lots of discussions with people about VAR. Someone put a tweet out saying, just get rid of it. You know, VAR is ruining the game. You can't celebrate goals these days until a VAR check's been done. You know, fans would want to get rid of it. And I said fans were shouting for VAR to come into our league because of all the poor decisions that were made. And we didn't just sit there and take it. We argued about them for weeks and weeks and weeks. And we still are, because the technology works. You know, we've seen it in other countries, in Australia, in America. It's all worked really well. But when it's in our country with the idiots behind it, it's not working because they're just not using it correctly. So is it time, Sam, for maybe the Premier League to look at bringing in the officials who work VAR really well from abroad and bringing them in to coach our referees how to use it, and also maybe getting an ex-player in the VAR room as well who knows the rules, obviously.
Like you say, we just argue about it for days and weeks and everything. At least now we can watch it back, you know, and see it. But there needs to be some clear guidelines as well, especially on the offside, you know, whether it's a toe or a net, you know, it's they don't seem to follow the rules perfectly, do they? It needs something, because I like it. Obviously when it goes in our favour, but you know, it does solve a lot of problems. But it's like you say, the people that running it. Sorry, he just scored his penalty there, hasn't he?
Right. I've just watched the decision, right? And I think it's the wrong decision, because this happens week in, week out, and it's never given as a penalty. And Keegan ran through, he shot, it's been cleared off the line, and the keeper's taken Keegan out, but he hasn't made a challenge on him. And Keegan's ran into him, and then the referees give a penalty, even though his shot's on target.
But I didn't see VAR get checked at all.
That is not a penalty. That happens week in, week out, and it's never given as a penalty. When a player gets his shot off, it's never given. That is ridiculous.
I do think you should be able to listen to them explain it and their reasons as well. You know, hearing them talk and say, I think that's, where was it that you could hear that? I can't remember what it was, but I think that's a good idea.
Well, it's in rugby as well, isn't it? You can hear what
that's it. It's rugby. They talk through it, don't they? They talk through the decision.
And I think that's coming in next season. I think they are looking to do that. And it's about time they did bring it in. David Coote is the VAR. Is he? What, today? In this game? Because he's definitely the referee in ours. Because that's the lineup. But if he's the if he's the VAR referee and he's given that as a penalty, then my God, we've got no chance, have we?
Well, I'll tell you what, Anthony will just foul doing his arse, he'll get a penalty.
Yeah, honestly, I have seen those challenges week in, week out, where the striker gets ahead of the goalkeeper, shoots, the ball goes past, cleared off the line, the keeper wipes out the striker, and nothing's said about it. But then when it goes into a big game like this, the referee gives it. I just don't understand it. Edison was trying to put Saka off, but obviously he scores. I'm well behind. I'm never normally this behind on my phone, but I am tonight. Housework, Roger. You've got to do housework. Paul, housework. Need a ref and those doing VAR to be interviewed after the game to explain their decisions. They have to be accountable for their decisions and mistakes. I agree, Mark. The only problem is referees get away with everything, don't they? They never have to talk to the media. They never have to give reasons. But I'm all for that. If a referee comes out and says, look, I made a mistake, you know, I'd be happy to hear that. At least then they can go away and learn. Lee Mason's obviously paying for his mistakes because he's been taken off VAR duties for 2 weeks. But it's 2 weeks long enough for him to sort out his errors and to start getting it right. I don't think it is.
Well, to Roger's comment there, right? He's right.
I've seen some given, but mainly not though.
He's right, but this is where the rule needs to come in, and is that a penalty or not?
Yeah.
And you need to say that right at the start of the game, like a season. That's a penalty. There you go. But it's too inconsistent.
There's no consistency, is there, at all? Exactly. If that was a penalty, you get 30 pence a week. Exactly. Yes, today.
God almighty.
Today, yeah. Yeah, VAR. So there you go. What's happening now?
Now I'm just saying if that's the case and he's Coote VAR, then.
Yeah, exactly. I guess, can he overturn it? That's the other side of it. Can he? I mean, I don't know if he's got a valid reason to overturn it because it is technically the keeper's got his arms down by his side and he hasn't. I get frustrated seeing it. It's not even my team, and I get frustrated seeing bad decisions. That's what I don't like. There you go. Roger agrees with you on your comment, Gary. Colin, that is absolutely so generous of you. Thank you so much for the £10 super chat, mate. I really appreciate it. That'll go to the running costs and prizes in the future and stuff like that. So thank you so much for that. That's all we ever want is consistency in decisions. Of course. Is it a clear pen, though? No, I don't think it is. I really don't.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Hey, you can disappear whenever you want.
Morrow does it every time.
He does, yeah, but he likes to drop his phone in. Make a meal of it, doesn't he?
My grandma's nursing home were ringing, and I looked at the time and I thought there could be something wrong, but it's all right.
Oh boy, oh, that's okay then. Thank God for that. Right, Kevin Keegan's birthday. Happy birthday to Kevin Keegan, 72. And this man was absolutely spot on when he said this. Don't ever give up on your club. Keep supporting it. It's your club, and trust me, one day you will get your club back, and it will be everything you wanted it to be, and more at the moment, isn't it? We met Kevin. Kevin, Mr. Keegan, I should say, on a great night. Great save from Ramsdale. He was a gentleman, wasn't he? He had time for everyone. He spoke to everyone. He was superb, wasn't he?
Oh, he was. Even when he was eating his dinner, he never stopped signing, did he? And I thought, usually I've been to a few of them kind of things. They do the beginning, then they go, don't they? They don't stay for the whole night. And he was just drinking tea all night, weren't they? Bless him.
Yeah, he was there till like 11:30 midnight, I think, before he went back.
Yeah,
to his room.
I think I left before him, to be honest.
I ended up losing my phone that night. Yay!
Yeah, well, that's what you get for going to big fellas.
Never again. Has Morris still got his tree up? He has. He says he's not taking his tree up until after the final. He's not taking it down. So fair play to him. Family always wins, Sam. Exactly. That's what we're like here. All right, lads, and that's just everyone in the chat. Welcome, Wayne. Evening all. Would you agree the Gallagate be renamed the Kevin Keegan Gallagate? Oof. Not sure about that one, Gary. Needs a statue, though.
Yes.
Yeah. You need a statue. Eddie Howe wins this cup, he'll get it.
Yeah. The Howe Gallagate.
You know, the first person who wins a trophy for that club will get a star named after them.
Yeah, you can't rename the Gallagate, though. It's too special.
No, Easter. Just name the Easter.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe. There you go.
Wasn't that the Sir John Hall stand at one point?
No. John Hall.
That was the Leesers, wasn't it?
Leesers. Oh.
Is that still the Sir John Hall stand? I don't know what people call it these days.
To be honest, as far as I do.
Yeah, you've got the Melbourne stand, obviously after Jackie Melbourne. That's never going. Shearer's something, I mean, he's got a statue, I suppose. He's got Shearer's bar. Finally back to Shearer's bar. When they changed it to 9 bar, it was an absolute disgrace. Something about Kevin Keegan's got to be done. There's got to be a statue. There's got to be something. I mean, he saved our football club back in 1990, wasn't it, when he joined? 89, 90? Or was it 1991? God, it was that long ago.
92, and we had that court when we got promoted. So
it was 1991, wasn't it? Kept us up. Last game of the season. Do you know what I mean? Played for us as well. Obviously, didn't see that because I obviously still a twinkle in my dad's eye. But just he has to have something, definitely. Similar coming together happened to Shaw against West Ham at 1-0. There you go. You see, it happens all the time, those challenges in the box, and they never normally get it. Keegan, the entertainers. This is the one thing that we idolize Keegan and Sir Bobby Robson, but they never won anything.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? And I can't wait just to win something and watch this fan base explode. And all these players are going to be idolized if they can do that next Sunday.
No, yeah, definitely. Especially Eddie, bless him.
Yeah.
He'll be here.
Okay, we get Carl Fickle fans, and
I know.
And when you think about it, our best times, we never won anything.
I know. It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's crackers, man. Man City have hit the ball.
Oh, I've got Man City to win tonight. I've got them to win 2-1. So another goal would be nice, and then no more goals after that. Newcastle United back four were doing magnificently well, but I feel the centre backs need to release the ball early to avoid unnecessary pressure on the team. I don't think the releasing of the ball is the back four's problem. I think it's the midfield without Bruno, because our back four can play with the ball. Botman can spread it, Shaw can spread it, Trippier can. There's only Dan Burn who's slow, and I've said this many a times on the left back. He's a great defender, but he's just terrible with his feet when it comes to passing. So
you're spot on there, mate. I mean, like the Botman was doing it quite often.
Yeah, he was.
Bruno was in the side, and when you've got Bruno in the side, you can afford to make a pass, because Bruno will. Well, he's not going to lose it, is he?
Nah.
So
he's the king at shielding the ball, isn't he?
Yeah, and
he takes it in dangerous areas and does it. That's the difference with Sean Longstaff. Sean Longstaff is a very good player, but he won't take the ball in dangerous areas and keep a hold of it like Bruno does.
And I wouldn't say that either.
No, I wouldn't either.
After the Southampton game, God, no.
Yeah, I agree. That is another thing that's a bugbear for me. All the players shouting at the referee. You never see Newcastle do that, because Trippier will not allow it. He stops players from having a go or running up to the referee.
Well, that's another rule that the Premier League would put in start the season, right? If you hound the referee, every player gets a booking. Yeah. Only the captains can speak to the referee about a decision.
It never happens.
The rest of you is bugger off. There you go, plain and simple. Book all of them.
And that's what Trips does, doesn't he? He keeps them all away and trying to get the referee to follow him. So
yeah. And he talks to the referee with respect as well, because he doesn't shout at him. He has a chat with him and tries to understand why a foul has been given and puts his point across. He knows it's not going to change the decision, but he hopes that it puts it in the mind for next time. If that same sort of situation pops up, he doesn't give a free kick. He's very clever.
He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
Tony, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's so kind of you. Like I say, all the money's going to the running costs of the channel, prizes and all that sort of stuff. How did that not go in? I've just seen the bar, and that's how far behind I am.
I've got it on my phone, and I'm on Alice Cooper there, I think.
Well, I'm on my Fire Stick login, and I'm actually on Premier League something, and it's just so far behind. It's unbelievable. We pulled in 52k in the championship. We did. Book 4 can only pass to players who show. Yeah, exactly. The back 4 can only pass to players who show for the ball, which I think we've been lacking a little bit recently. We've been very static, I think is the best way to say. Thank God Bruno's back for Saturday. No, week on Sunday, mate.
Week on Sunday.
Yeah, week on Sunday, the final. Biggest attendance in the championship, it was. And then no more for the final. What adds to the picture for me is the speed with which players can recover quickly back. The new Everton lad, Bart example, he does that well. Gordon obviously getting, there's a lot. We're just so good at defending. It's great, because Eddie Howe does that in training. We saw that in one of his videos when he first became manager, didn't he? When he was talking about a recovery run. It's not a jog back, it's a sprint back. And you get a bonus point for recovery runs and making a tackle when you do his training. So he was hammering that into them, which was great to watch. That's something else the football should learn from. Rugby, the ref is respected and never hounded. Only the captains can ever go to the ref. Exactly. And they call him sir. Yeah, it does my head in. Yep, sprint back. That's exactly what they do. But happy birthday to Keegan, 72 years old. Right, this is a bit of a talking point at the moment. Mr. Cahool, Garan Cahool, however you pronounce his name. Hearts manager on him says he just needs to take his 20 minutes and 30 minutes here and there. He is a young kid, so there are certain games he will start and others when he will come on. It's about development. Now, Shawler's getting a lot of grief because he's not starting and that, but Garan actually said he wanted to go to Hearts because there was 2 Aussie international teammates there, and Newcastle accepted that he wanted to go there and green lighted it. It wasn't Shawler who said you're going there. It was actually the player requesting to go there. So Sam is obviously Shawler has done some horrible decisions, but he doesn't deserve the stick he's getting for this one in my eyes. And is the manager right in doing what he's doing? Because I mean, we watched him in a friendly against Barcelona and he ripped them apart. He did all right for Australia in the World Cup. Surely in Scottish football, he should be almost starting every game.
Yeah, well, I don't see where the stick's coming from. Like you say, you wanted to go, didn't he? So I can't remember. I don't think I watched that friendly.
I saw the highlights of it, and he literally tore Barcelona a new one.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that. I heard about it, but I didn't actually watch it.
It was he took on about the whole team, didn't he? At one point, Gary, didn't he? 4 or 5 of them, and nearly scored. Just put it wide when the keeper charged out, and he dinked it over.
I think it was Avi who said one of the best youngsters he's seen.
Yeah.
But as for his 20 to 30 minutes, he had similar to what Eddie Howe does when he plays. It took Bruno 9 games to get in the side. But I've heard a few Hearts fans saying they want him to see more action. So I don't know on that one. Maybe he's because of his age or something. I don't know. I personally, I think 20 or 30 minutes is enough for him at the moment. But next season, if he goes back there, because I think he'll go somewhere. So if he goes next season, he should be starting.
See, I don't know if he's going to get a chance in the summer to impress and then maybe stay in the squad, because we've got to get rid of quite a lot of players.
Well, I'll tell you what will happen, right? We will keep him for pre-season. So Eddie will have a look at him, right? So wherever they go on tour, if they go to America, which is rumoured, he will go, right? And then after that, he's a funny one to me because you could keep him and go on loan, and it wouldn't make much difference for me, right? Elliot Anderson's a different thing. He's been
annoying, hasn't it?
And that is somebody we have to make a decision on this summer. We either keep him and give him more play time, or he goes on loan, because that is a player that is not getting enough game time by his age at the minute. So if we're going on about Qual getting 20 to 30 minutes, well, Anderson's getting that foul at the minute. So
well, he came on at the weekend, didn't he? And didn't get a lot of time though, did he?
No, not enough time. So I think Eddie will have a look at him, see what he's like, and I mean, you could see a few where youngsters could go on loan. I mean, Lewis Miley could go on loan next season. I think he probably needs to step up now to a higher level than what he's doing. Then again, he could stay here. He's on the bench at the minute, so. But see how it goes with him. I think it's all right at the minute, but if it starts getting away, he's only playing 2 minutes here and 3 minutes there, then right, well, fair enough. But I think 20 to 30 is all right. He's got a chance when he's on the pitch. He's got to take his chance playing on something.
Has anyone seen his performances? Because I haven't seen any for Hearts, I'm not going to lie.
I've seen what he started the game. He should have scored. Hit it straight at the keeper. But he was an absolute pain in the arse for defenders with his pace.
Right.
So they kept playing the ball over long for him, and he kept running, like basically when the ball was bouncing. I think he knocked the defender down 4 times.
Right.
And he's not frightened to stick his foot in either. He's not frightened at all. And pace-wise, he looks a threat. And who could I see? Craig Bellamy.
Yeah.
That type, just like, obviously
High
not
praise.
anywhere near as good yet. But, like, that's what I would say. Absolute pain in the arse who's just always on a defender. He's not going to give him any time whatsoever. But
He is quick.
Yeah, but that's the only performance I've seen of him. But I know he's played in the middle of midfield and he's played everywhere, basically. So from what I look at him, he's either winger or... I tell you what, if he could learn to finish, he could possibly fill in up front, no? Possibly.
He is quite tall as well, isn't he?
Because he played up front for Hearts that game. So, see what goes with.
Yeah. I don't think Coote's got a squad number at the moment because he's out on loan. When he comes back, because he literally came in and went straight out, didn't he, almost? So, Stu Penman says the Hearts managers are protecting him, not playing him on artificial pitches, plus had heavy cold, so didn't make the squad. That's fair enough if that's what the information is coming out of it, and I respect them for doing that. I would have thought he'd be used to artificial pitches, though, playing in Australia.
I don't think it's the pitches. I mean, Stuart's probably right, because I know Stuart. And he's... I'd be surprised if it's the artificial pitches, because, like you said, he will have played on some shite over there.
Yeah.
But
especially when they have hose pipe bams and stuff like that. The pitches are rock hard over there.
He did get a bad cold, apparently. And when you think over in Australia, boiling over there, and then to come to Scotland, you know what, that's going to hit you. So it's like
going into hell and coming out in Antarctica, isn't it?
So, I mean, it's a culture shock for him. It really is, because, like I said, it's boiling over there. And coming over here, it's a different ballgame. So, but I think 20 to 30 minutes is all right at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Barry, what do you think of all these takeovers? Because for me, a lot of these will affect our transfer window, because we can't fall behind with Spurs and Man U get their takeovers. They will spend big. I heard about the Spurs one today, 3.5 billion or something like that. And then apparently Musk is interested in Man United.
I heard about that.
I'm not reading much into them at the moment, to be honest with you.
The Tottenham are not for sale. It's been announced today.
There you go.
The guy who wanted to buy Tottenham owns the Phoenix Suns basketball team, and he's got a net worth of 3.5 billion. So that wasn't. So
that's what he's worth, and that's what they're asking. He's got no money.
No, basically it's a Liverpool situation. Yeah, Liverpool situation, right? So that one doesn't make much sense. The Man United one is a different ballgame, right? Now, I tend to agree with that comment, because I've said to you numerous times, this summer I'm expecting Tottenham, well, maybe Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Arsenal are going to go big this summer.
If FFP allows it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I bet you it doesn't. I bet you naff all happens. And I think they're going on about Man United spending this and spending that and spending the other. Somehow I don't think FFP is going to get in the way of it. So actually,
I might change the rules of Man United get takeover, mightn't they?
I'm dissing Man United again. My 5 million views are going to bombard me now, because I'm a right bastard with the Man United fans. But
I've seen some of the comments on that tweet.
Oh, I've got some stick off them, like. But you know what it is? I thought myself, 5 million views for a knacker just taking a picture on his TV screen. And they're on the verge of it, like possibly a takeover, and they're having a go at me. I'm thinking, I'll give up. And but
bit efficient.
But I think they're all going to go big this summer, and I think he's right. The players we're going to be in for, these could be in for them as well. And I said it. I'm going to use Maddison as an example. Our best chance for me was Maddison in January.
Yeah, it was. We said that numerous times, didn't we?
I personally think we're going to get Maddison. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, going back to the pen again very quickly. I mean, they might say it's a pen. I personally don't think it is, because he's got his shot off. He's not in control of the ball. He's never going to get it. The keeper hasn't interfered in his shot. He's took him out after it. How many times do you see a goalkeeper come out and punch the ball and flatten the player? And that to me is a free kick because he's kneeing the player in the head almost and he's punching the ball away because he's got the height advantage being able to use his hands. People will say he got the ball first, but he's literally kneeing players in the back or in the head to get over the top of them to punch a ball. That to me is a free kick because it's excessive force. And yes, you might be touching the ball, but that to me is a free kick to the striker, and you never see it. This one, the keeper's not really put his legs in. He's come out quickly. Yes, you can see why it was given as a pen, but there's no consistency in it. So I bet you half of them have said other ones against smaller teams in the exact same situation weren't penalties.
Yeah. Well, one of the pundits is Shearer, right? So I'm just going to put him out the equation here. But when I think of some of the bollocks that have come out of pundits' mouths the last couple of days, like if Man City win today, Arsenal are out the title race. Or they're a game behind and they'll be level on points, but they're out the title race. Liverpool are back in for top 4 because they beat a shitty Everton side. What was the other one I heard? There was another corker as well. I can't remember what it was now, but it just shows you how much bollocks the pundits talk. So if they're probably saying it's a pen, but that's not a pen for me.
Yeah, I just think inconsistent. It has to be a pen every single time now because one of them's given. So that's the way I see it.
This weekend you'll see that happen and it will not be a pen.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, we forgot about him. Is he gone anywhere? Kilimandine, how you pronounce his name? I don't think he did he? A buying man, so they just have as much cash as Piff. Yeah, so it's Coote, isn't it? I mean, they've all said.
Sorry, they're 100 billion behind per year. Yeah.
100 billion, just 100 billion.
Came up on the thing. They're worth 300. I
love it.
Apparently, they're worth it's more than 100 billion. Apparently, they're worth about 338 billion.
That's not bad.
PIF are now up to 472.
I wouldn't mind being a penny behind either of them.
No. Yeah, I'll take that.
Evening, Bella. Thanks for joining as always. They don't have as much wedge as Piff Rye, and there we go. Barry, those top clubs don't have FFP. They have a commercial deals worth 500 million per season. Yeah, but Chelsea just spent all theirs, and they're asking for dispensation, Rye. And it's not just about the commercial value. You've got to think about the wages they're paying these players as well. That all goes towards the FFP, doesn't it? So the FFP is there, and Chelsea are very close to it.
I don't think transfer fees. Sorry, I don't think the transfer fees are the problem. It's the wages.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be on millions, aren't they? Hi, Vaz. How's you doing? Hope you're keeping well. Just wondering if you're going to Wembley from Kate and Jonathan Harvey. I'm in the balance at the moment with Wembley. I've got to keep my mouth quiet. I might be. I've actually got train tickets and everything booked to go down. So even if I don't get a ticket, I'll be there anyway. Yeah, Barry, Liverpool generates 600 million sponsorship. Man U over 1 billion anyway. Chelsea 400 million. Their shirt on sooner is 50 million a year. It's a lot of money, but they've already spent it all, haven't they? Very clever with the contracts, though, weren't they? I suppose. But it's an interesting topic. It's more of a summer topic. Right, St James's Park, the great news, obviously Strawberry Place has been signed and done deal back with the football club. It was a couple of weeks ago, I think, but we did talk about it months ago that it was going to happen. It was just took a while for everything to get done. What do you think of the stadium looking like that if the plans go ahead and they add an extra tier onto the Gallagher end? What do you think? Just looks like the dwarf in one side, doesn't it?
I know, that's the only thing. The other side looks ridiculous.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really, really does. But another tier in the Gallagher, it's always good.
It could go up to something like 70,000, I think, Sam. That should be enough, shouldn't it?
Yeah, but it just looks silly, though, the other side, and it just looks like it's not even part of the stadium like that.
It doesn't, does it? It looks mental.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it, Gary?
Obviously, I'm happy that they're extending it because it needs to happen, but that looks bloody ridiculous. Honestly, it looks. Now what? Just cut that bit off at the bottom and it's fantastic, but it just doesn't look right. Honestly, can they not just pick them listed buildings up with a crane and put them somewhere else?
They can.
Like, you can you? Well, I tell you what, it looks.
But you've got to do it brick by brick. It's got to be exactly put back in place, exactly how you move it, and that costs a hell of a lot of money. So that's the reason why.
I mean, when you look at it above like that, it looks ridiculous. It really does.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. It looks like a bit of Lego gone wrong.
Like it's missing a few pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of Lego gone wrong.
I mean, the angle is making it look a hell of a lot worse, obviously, but...
Yes.
I mean, honestly. Could only happen to us, that, couldn't it?
Yes.
Tell you. Honestly. Bloody hell.
But I mean, it does add a lot more season tickets, a lot more chances for other people to get into it. The crosswind would be quite interesting. But it's staying at St James's Park, isn't it? Which every fan wants. Every time we've come up with the let's find a new place for a super stadium and stuff like that, Sam, everyone's so dead against it.
Yeah.
So this is the best alternative, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is because no one wants to move from St James's, do they? So it's just that angle looks shocking.
It does, doesn't it? It's just tiny and then boom.
Yeah.
But it even looks weird now, though. If you're in the Milburn stand and you're on the right-hand side and you look down, you can see the top of the stand, can't you? If you're right up in the god. So it just dwarfs one side, I suppose. But
it's just a shame it can't be that big.
I know. All the way around. Can you imagine that in the centre of Newcastle? It would just be unbelievable. But you've got to admit, though, Gary, it has to be done because 52,000 isn't enough.
No, it's not. And people are going to say, yeah, well, it's fine when Mike Ashley was there. Yeah, but there was a lot of people protesting Mike Ashley. Who didn't go purposely to get him out. And you know what it is? It's at this moment in time, West Ham can fill a 60,000 seater stadium.
Oh, then we can't.
I see no reason why we couldn't hit 65 right now.
Oh, I don't think there'd be any problem there. How many's on the waiting list for season tickets still?
30,000 30,000 members?
Like 28,000, but yeah, 30, there won't be a problem at all, week in, week out, would there?
But you know what's going to get worse? Because the better we get, the better players we'll bring in. You're going to get fans from everywhere else as well, and it's just going to get worse.
Lego gone wrong. Love that one.
You really do like Lego gone wrong. I'll never be able to look at it and say if it happens.
Yes, I just don't see us moving stadium for a while yet. They will build on St James's Park until it becomes a place where we literally need more. It's going to be interesting, and there's going to be a lot of unhappy people eventually, but they are going to expand. They've already said they're going to do it, so we are staying where we are for as long as the owners see fit, basically. The East Stand will be rebuilt at some point. I mean, is there any way that, and this is a bit of a weird one, but knocking the whole thing down and then building a bigger one in the same place, but designing it differently? I know it'll lose its character a bit, because it'll lose its character, but it would then solve the problem of being in the same place, wouldn't it?
You can have 3/4 Lego and the other one Jupiter.
Yeah. But there must be a way, if they knock it all down, turn it around, maybe there must be a way that they'll be able to do it.
I mean, who owns them buildings?
I don't know. They're listed. They're the student buildings, aren't they?
Student buildings.
So a council, maybe?
We can't bloody build our it because it's a student building.
Because they're listed buildings, but they're used for student accommodation, I think.
Which is... Yep. Great.
Apparently it can't be touched because it's a military building and part of a naval history, so it will never happen. It has been said that if you move it brick by brick and put it in the exact same way, built back up again, it could be. There's a bomb that could go off. That just literally ends everything you've just said, Ryan. So there you go. The stadium looks like Pac-Man eating an energy pill. I love it. Definite silence there, Baz. I know, but it's the rain. Obviously, St James's Park is unique at how it is. But however, if you did knock St James's Park down, flattened everything around it that you can, there must be a way of building a bigger stadium on top of that land. And then you're still in the centre of the city where you want to be. You just don't. It would be St James's Park the second.
You know what? This is probably impossible, but can you not move St James's?
That's possible as well, but then people say you don't want to move away from where we are because we're the castle on the hill. We're right in this.
No, just move it along a bit.
Well, that's what turning it around.
Yeah,
I don't know how much that would cost or how possible that is.
I mean, just move it a bit. Just get rid of that road. Nobody will be bothered.
Yeah.
It's pain in the arse.
Apart from the hospital, where it's the quickest route to the hospital.
Yeah, but just.
I love it.
Honestly,
you'd be keeling over at St James's Park when the road's blocked, and then you'd be like, "Why can't I go the fastest way?" And you'd be like, "Well, you did block the road."
Plus.
A multi-tiered East Stand in years to come. You never know. I would drive the bulldozer. I love it. Putting ideas in people's heads now. It's not good. Right, let's move on to summer talk. What could happen in the summer? So we'll listen to offers for club captain Jamal Lascelles this summer, with Wolves and Nottingham Forest both harbouring a long-term interest in the centre half. We kind of expected this, didn't we, Gary? We thought he might move in January.
Yeah, I wasn't that convinced in January because we didn't have cover. But yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
It was probably his time up a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, but it's definitely time now. It's been a decent servant for us, especially in the Championship. But too many mistakes. Good leader at times, but it's time.
Great leader off the pitch, isn't he?
Oh, off the pitch, great. 2 bookings this season, and he hasn't been on the bloody pitch. But just one of those, isn't it? I'll tell you the one thing I will give him, which he is better than our current back four, is more of a threat from corners.
Yes.
Because the 4 we've got now on, right, which is a surprising one, but he seemed to pop up with big goals.
Yeah, especially against Everton last season.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I wouldn't put him as some of the best centre-backs I've seen forward, but he's definitely not the worst I've seen either.
Well,
so put him in the middle.
He nearly kept us up when Rafa walked in. He's the one who rolled the dressing room. He was the one that got us back up into the Premier League from the Championship with a great season. He did well under Rafa. Then he just went all to pot, didn't he?
Yeah, he got
Did he have an injury? Got bruised, yeah. Like everyone got bruised, didn't they?
But he couldn't recover from it.
There we go. If we lowered the pitch, we get 2.5 more seats. Is it possible to lower the pitch with the Metro running underneath? I don't know how close the Metro is to going under St James's Park, but it's close.
You know, when you think we couldn't have this stadium in a more awkward place possible. You've got the Metro, you've got listed buildings, you've got the hospital. Honestly.
That's weird. Sam, what do you make of Jamal Lascelles' time at Newcastle? It is time for an upgrade, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's definitely his time to go. But, like when you go back to Championship days, brilliant. Can't fault him. Well, other than a lot of mistakes he's made. But no, I just think he's brilliant for getting booked twice and not even playing. I mean, what a guy.
That was absolutely incredible, wasn't it?
Penalty Man City. I knew he was going to give that.
Oh,
so he's given. He's basically evening it back up again, isn't he?
You know what
was it a pen?
I'm not sure yet, but Haaland is. Do you know what is? That man is a pain in the arse for defenders. Oh, hold on, he might be offside.
Oh no, don't say that.
Hold on, he's turned him. Let's have a look.
He's huge, isn't he? He's absolutely massive.
Yeah, that's a penalty. He's just too strong for him. You know when he did a Botman against Man City?
Yes.
Against Man City, against
Yes,
us. That's exactly what he's just done to him.
Has he?
Just turned him. He hasn't pushed him, and Gabriel's like rugby tackled him to the ground.
Oof.
So,
and that's another reason why we want St James's Park to stay where we are. There's 132 pubs in a 0.5 mile radius.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I think this is going to be given as offside, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they've gone VAR, aren't they?
Just watching Sheffield United, Sandra Birch play. Dreadful so far. Exactly. I don't think that's why we got him. I honestly don't think. I don't think we're ever really in for him, to be honest with you.
We could have had him. We could have had him for 14, 15 million. Like.
Yeah.
They weren't interested.
Roger's saying it's offside, so
yeah, I think he's offside. He's just offside, man.
Oh, I'm watching it now. Oh, it's definitely a penalty if he's onside.
In the laws of the game, he's offside, right? 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been given offside.
Yeah.
No.
And then he's going to have to redo that yellow card as well on Gabriel. If they're giving it offside, yeah.
Offside, yeah.
Do you know in Europe, right, when they do stuff like this, they do it within 30 seconds, 20 seconds.
Because they have the better technology. Yeah, he's offside. You can see he's offside when the ball's played, can't you? That technology is coming in next season. The offside technology is coming to the Premier League, which is brilliant.
Hold on, what's he done? Oh, he's given offside.
Yeah, it's offside. It's offside. As soon as I saw the still frame picture of him standing side by side with him when the ball was played, he was definitely offside. But I mean, you were talking fractions, aren't we? If it's a new building around the stadium, running the fact we can't turn it around sideways, we could have had 120-seater stadium, as there was a lot more room where those flats were. There's got to be something that can be done. I'm sure there's technology's improved massively since we built on St James's Park. So some players have strength, some have pace. Hallen has it all. He does. St James's Park is definitely an awkward place. You bump straight into it when you fall out of the ball. Marvellous, yeah. Barry, with a few relatives from over in Venezuela, I'm curious if you could compare the personalities of Rondon with someone like ASM these days. I mean, Rondon was a beast, wasn't he? And a nice guy, left his heart on the pitch when he played for us. ASM dives around.
I loved Rondon. I mean, I know it weren't great times when you were there, but I loved him. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, he kept us up that season, didn't he? And we should have signed him again the following season. We should never have let him go abroad. And ever since then, it's ruined his career, to be honest with you. Right, next talking point is obviously this was announced by a few accounts. We obviously mentioned we were linked to him in the window, but couldn't get him. But Cava is someone that we're...
His full name.
I'm not pronouncing his full name, not a chance. We call him Cava on this show. He's about to win the Italian league. There's a chance that he's going to win the Champions League with Napoli. Someone said to me, why would he come to the Premier League? I said, well, if you've won the Champions League and won the Italian league, would you not want to try yourself in a different league and in the Premier League where there's more money and there's a chance we could be in Champions League football as well? So, I mean, I still think this could be the big signing, Gary.
This is a dream signing for me.
It is, isn't it? But we have to finish top four, though.
The only problem with this player is watching me, you, and Liam trying to say his name on a regular basis.
We will nail it one day.
Because
what was that then? You've got the commentators trying to say it as well. They'll be struggling. Yeah. Everyone will.
The only one who'll get it right tomorrow, right? I'm telling you now. Everybody else. But this would be an unbelievable signing. He's got everything.
Yeah.
Strength, assists, goals, you name it.
Yeah,
he's playing for a side dominating the league. I bet you Osman scored some goals off his assist now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Get them both.
But I'm going to say it again. We're going to have as many of these fantastic bloody wingers. We just need some bugger to put them in the back of the net, because that's been my problem this season at times. Yeah. And look, I know Isaac will get better, right? He will. I trust every faith in him. You know what I think of Callum Wilson? I love the guy, but he can't be my number one anymore.
Made it last,
So
yeah.
we need to, if we're going to buy somebody like him, we need a goal scorer up front.
I agree.
I don't know who yet. I've got him.
Apparently
Bring
Chelsea are
Osman.
after him.
There you can. Bring Osman. There you can. Spot on.
Uh,
But somebody like, I know this, we're not going to get him, but somebody like Harry Kane, right?
yeah.
There you go.
Well, apparently, who is it? There's someone sniffing abroad for Harry Kane.
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that's right, Bayern Munich. Yeah, and they said that they've got a better chance of him going there than him going in the Premier League because Spurs won't sell him to a Premier League rival. And that could be Alan Shearer's record saved.
You think he'd leave Spurs? Though? I can't see him leaving me, but
Well, I suppose if Spurs want to invest, I don't know, he's Mr. Spurs, and I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. But I think he's got a better chance of going to Bayern than he has to another Premier League club because Spurs won't sell him to another Premier League club. Someone tweeted this out. This would be their perfect summer. Looking at that list, Sam, I mean, that would be an unbelievable summer, wouldn't it?
absolutely. I don't think anyone would be complaining at that. We definitely need a left back as well. I absolutely adore Dan Burn, but he's just that. I think Saturday was his worst game for us as well.
It was.
You know, he lacks with the pace, and he's just not. He's not a winger. He's not a left back, is he?
There's a good question, Gary. How much money do you think we will spend in the summer? I think it all depends on what position we finish in.
Well, I'll tell you what, all of them would cost me 400 million.
Well, there you are.
I think you're right. I think it depends on how much we spend. How much do I think we need to spend? Depends how much Ashworth wields his magic, to be honest. Because I tell you what, I heard a rumour, right, that Alexis McAllister could be available for 30 million. But I would go and do that right now.
Yeah.
That's the truth, right? Because that's £30 million for an experienced, unbelievable footballer who's just won the World Cup.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I mean, personally, if we depends what we want to do, and I'm assuming one of us want to go bigger again, right? We're going to have a big summer. Now, we're going to get rid of a lot, but we're not going to get rid of them for much money. We know that. They're just going to off the wage bill. That's fine. Yeah. But I think we're going to have a big summer. If we want to compete with them, because it happens every now and then, the top six drift off a bit. They don't have good seasons. Nothing against Leicester, but it happened that season.
Yeah.
Right. The best teams didn't perform. Then they come back stronger. And that's what they do. And if Man United get taken over by Qatar and Liverpool end up with their takeover, they're going to come stronger as well. Right? So I think we've got to have a big summer. And 150. And that's
I think it's got to be 200, I think, to be honest with you.
I'm going off FFP. If FFP wasn't a thing, I would say 200 to 250 million.
Yeah. I still think even with FFP, we should be doing that because of sponsorships, shirt sponsorship, all that sort of stuff is going to go through the roof potentially, especially if we're in the Champions League. I think it depends where we finish to how much we were allowed to spend.
I mean, I've got a fair idea because I could be wrong here, but I just think we're going to fall short for Champions League.
Oh, I do as well, but it's just we've got to keep the dream alive, haven't we? We've got to keep hoping while we've still got the position.
I'll tell you what, I'll change my mind if we beat Liverpool on Saturday. Because that'll be a statement for me. If we do that Saturday, that'll be right. You have just won a game, you're on a bit of a high. We're not playing great at the minute. But then you beat them at home, and that puts you so many points there. Because I think Tottenham are on the slide and all. Right? So, but I think this is probably going to have to be the biggest summer that PI have had since they took the club over.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what we think, JB. We think there might be a release clause. This is going to be the biggest test of them to prove that they want to take this club forward and faster. If they don't want to take us forward faster, we're looking at 100 million 225, aren't you? If they want to take us forward faster, you're looking at 200, 250, 300.
I know they had a plan, right? But that's the problem with the Premiership. You can have plans, right? But the plans get thrown out the window straight away because before you know it, Aston Villa are going to... I think Villa will spend a lot of money this summer. They've got a new manager in. They didn't spend much in January. They spent little in the summer, and they have got owners who can spend. So I think they're going to spend bigger. The top 6 are going to do it because they don't care about FFP anyway, and they just get away with it. I think West Ham will get the Declan Rice money, so they're going to spend big this summer. So you're talking about we're going to have to keep up. Honestly, they're really going to have to go for it this summer. Personally, that's what I think. If they want to stay in the top end, not top off, but top end, then yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Sam, who's your one big signing that you want to see in the summer?
Oh my God. I don't know. I really don't. There's so many. That list perfectly. That list.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But it's got to be a striker. It's just got to be.
Volovic.
Yeah, it's got to be a striker.
Juve are going to be in trouble, aren't they? So Volovic could be actually available.
Yeah, I do adore Callum Wilson, but it's just got to be replaced, don't you know?
Yeah. The building these as towers could be moved brick by brick to another site nearby, as Gary said, rebuilt to 80. I still think we need a 80 to 90 seat stadium eventually. But yeah, so the summer is, I think, going to be huge. We are going to talk about it quite often leading up to it, who we would like to see as soon as we find out about other players that become available. But I think Ashworth is going to do his magic, and we might unearth a couple of gems as well. Remember, that's what he's there for. What is complex that Man City players may head out otherwise unimaginable. See, Man City are in a bit of a tricky situation at the moment because we don't know whether they're going to get cautioned or not, or whether they're guilty or not. I mean, a lot of people are saying they are guilty. They're saying they're not. It's going to be very interesting, isn't it? But that's been the hour, guys. Thank you so much for joining in the chat. You two for coming on. It's been amazing. Enjoyed every minute of it, as I always do. And we will be back on Friday. I was going to have to get those names in. Maybe. There's a long way to go. There's no point in talking like that until just Man City's chance. Oh, they should have scored. Gary, they should have scored. It's off the line.
Yeah, Arsenal have had one. Arsenal missed a sitter as well. This game is unreal. It's back and forth.
It's open as anything, isn't it?
On the big screen now.
Unbelievable.
Thanks, Roger. You can't consistently allow us to outspend. Yes, we can't, but we won't eventually. This is what we've got to remember. When soon as all the big sponsorships comes in, we've definitely got a chance of competing, haven't we?
Only 88 are away in the summer, right? So the shirt sponsor's coming up, right? Yeah. And it's going to be the biggest shirt sponsor we've ever had.
Yeah.
That's the biggest deal.
Without a doubt.
We just
need Castori hopefully gone, fingers crossed, because they can't keep up with it all.
I'll tell you what, the sooner they piss off, the better. I like their designs, but the way they just ship their stuff out is just, honestly, sports director, you're quicker than that.
Well, that's saying a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's saying a lot. So the sooner we get rid of them, the better. So, but it'll come. The money will come. Sponsors will come.
Exactly. I'm not talking about that tonight. I'm really not. Right. So as I say, that's the end of the show. Please hit the subscribe button if you've enjoyed the show and it's your first time watching. We really appreciate everyone who hits that button. Please consider becoming a member. Like I said, Warren Barton signed shirt with all the tags on it will be given away to a lucky member very soon. If you want any Wembley merchandise, we're doing some stuff, so please contact us directly. If you use the email addresses in the comments, you can use that. If you want a badge, £30, amazing badges. Indoors, outdoor use, powder coated metal, please contact me directly. And thank you to everyone who's a member. I need to update this because some people have changed their things, but this is what it is at the moment. So thank you to everyone who's contributing to the channel like you do. It's absolutely amazing. I hope you enjoy your evening, and we'll see you on Friday night. That's when the next show will be for the look ahead. So take it.
What a goal.
See.
It was good.
What a goal, honestly.
Holland?
No, Grealish.
Really?
Yeah, but it was the play. It was the play between All and Gunga.
Right.
Gunga then awesome. I call him Ilkay Gungadin or whatever it's called. Entry, honestly.
I'm kind of happy with Man City have scored, but I'm also really upset that it's Grealish.
Oh,
They're just, you know what it is? They're just, the way they pass the ball amongst each other, that's why they are one of the best teams in the world, because they can just do something like that.
Well, I hope it says 2-1 because I've got 2-1. Right.
I mean,
remember, join us on Friday because I haven't ended the show yet. We need to end the show. So join us on Friday. Take care till then, everyone, and we'll see you Friday night.
see you later.
And it's 2-1 to City.
Yes.